It is the ultimate slap in the face to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a move so quiet yet so deafening that it has shattered the glass windows of their Montecito mansion. We have spent years watching Prince Harry and Meghan Markle fight tooth and nail for titles. We watched them complain on Oprah that their son wasn't going to be a prince. We watched them aggressively update their website to ensure their children were styled as Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet the moment the late Queen died. They are obsessed with the labels, addicted to the status, and desperate for the validation that comes with those three magic letters. HRH. But today, a young man who has lived his entire life in the shadows, a teenager who has more dignity in his little finger than Harry has in his entire body, has just turned 18 and done the unthinkable. He has looked at the offer of a royal title, he has looked at the HRH status, and he has said, "No thank you." James, Earl of Wessex, the son of Prince Edward and Sophie, has just delivered a masterclass in humility that exposes the sheer greed of his cousins across the Atlantic. He had the right, he had the option, and he rejected it. This isn't just a birthday decision, it is a moral victory for the monarchy. It proves that you don't need a title to be royal, and you don't need to be a prince to be a man. While Harry is arguably crying into his pillow because he lost his security clearance, James is stepping into adulthood with a work ethic and a sense of reality that completely humiliates the Sussex narrative. Welcome back to the channel, the only place where we celebrate the real royals and expose the frauds. We don't just read the headlines, we read the character of the people involved. If you respect the decision of this young man and are tired of the title-obsessed grifters in California, smash that subscribe button right now. We need to talk about James, the Earl of Wessex, and why his 18th birthday is the worst nightmare for Prince Harry's PR team. Let's get into the breaking news that has the palace beaming with pride. James, the son of the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, turned 18 yesterday. Now under the 1917 letters patent issued by King George V, as the grandchild of a monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, James is legally entitled to be known as His Royal Highness Prince James of Wessex. He has held this right in dormancy his entire life. His parents, Edward and Sophie, made a bold decision when he was born. They decided not to use the titles. They wanted him to have a normal childhood. But they always said that when he turned 18, the choice would be his. It was the ultimate test of character. Would he be seduced by the glamour? Would he grab the title to get into the best clubs or to sign a Netflix deal? The answer is a resounding no. Royal expert Richard Eden reports that James will not be celebrating his birthday by following the example of his cousins across the Atlantic. He confirms that James, who is 16th in line to the throne, will not, I'm told, be using his titles. A source close to the family put it even more bluntly. That's the last sort of thing he's interested in. Can we just pause and appreciate the shade in that statement? The last sort of thing he's interested in. It implies that being a prince is a burden, a distraction, something superficial. It stands in such stark contrast to Harry, who clings to his prince title even as he attacks the institution that gave it to him. Harry told Anderson Cooper he wouldn't give up his title because what difference would it make? Well, James just showed him what difference it makes. It makes you a man of integrity. It shows you can stand on your own 2 feet. James is following in the footsteps of his sister, Lady Louise Windsor, who also turned 18 and quietly decided to carry on as she was. No fanfare, no press release, no interview with Oprah saying, "I was denied my birthright." Just quiet, dignified acceptance of a normal life. This decision highlights the incredible parenting of Prince Edward and Sophie. Sophie told the Sunday Times years ago, "We try to bring them up with the understanding that they are very likely to have to work for a living. Hence, we made the decision not to use HRH titles." They have them and can decide to use them from 18, but it's highly unlikely. Work for a living? That is the concept that seems to confuse the Sussexes. Harry thinks work means giving a speech about climate change while flying on a private jet. Meghan thinks work is posing for photos at a charity event she spent 20 minutes at. James and Louise are being raised to actually work, to have jobs, to pay bills, to contribute to society not as figureheads, but as citizens. And this is where the anti-Harry narrative really takes shape. James is the anti-Harry. He is the quiet one, the loyal one, the one who respects his grandmother's legacy by not exploiting it. Think about the timeline. When Queen Elizabeth died, Harry and Meghan were reportedly furious that their children weren't immediately styled as Prince and Princess. There were reports of tense negotiations. They wanted those titles for Archie and Lilibet, children who live in America, who will likely never carry out a royal engagement in their lives. Why did they want them? For the brand? For the merchandise? For the ego? Compare that grasping desperation with James. James actually knew the Queen. He spent weekends at Windsor with her. He drove carriages with Prince Philip. He was, by all accounts, one of her favorite grandchildren. He has a genuine, deep connection to the crown, and yet he rejects the title. He doesn't need a label to prove he loved his grandmother. He doesn't need a label to prove his worth. This must be infuriating for Meghan. She has spent years trying to convince the world that titles are a tool for oppression if denied, and a tool for change if granted. She built an entire victimhood narrative around Archie not being made a prince at birth. And here comes James, blowing that narrative out of the water. He proves that the title isn't the prize. The character is the prize. And let's look at the broader royal ecosystem. James isn't alone. Princess Anne's children, Zara Tindall and Peter Phillips, also do not hold titles. And guess what? They are the most well-adjusted, popular, and happy members of the family. Zara is an Olympic medalist. She has her own career. She is best friends with Prince William. She is universally loved. Why? Because she is normal. She doesn't have the baggage of the HRH. She doesn't have to bow and scrape, but she also doesn't demand that others bow to her. By rejecting the title, James is aligning himself with the Zara model of royalty, which is successful, rather than the Harry model, which is toxic. This news is also a massive boost for Prince William. We know that William wants a slimmed-down monarchy. He wants a team that is efficient, focused, and free of hangers-on. He doesn't want a sprawling group of cousins demanding taxpayer-funded security and balconies. By voluntarily stepping back from the prince status, James is helping William's vision. He is making the transition easier. He is saying, "I am not going to be a burden on the state." It shows a loyalty to the future king. James understands that the survival of the monarchy depends on it being lean. He is sacrificing his own potential status to protect the institution. Harry, on the other hand, tried to bloat the institution. He wanted the half-in, half-out model where he could monetize the title while keeping the perks. He wanted to expand the cost of the monarchy to fund his lifestyle. William must be looking at James and thinking, "Thank God for the Wessexes." And let's talk about the prince title itself. It is a heavy thing to carry. It comes with scrutiny. It comes with expectations. By rejecting it, James is choosing freedom, real freedom, not the fake freedom flight Harry took to LA, which only imprisoned him in a golden cage of celebrity. James can now go to university, get a job, fall in love, and live his life without the global press dissecting his every move. He has chosen the privacy that Harry claimed he wanted but never actually pursued. The irony is thick. Harry left the UK to find privacy, yet he uses his title to generate publicity. James stays in the UK, rejects the title, and actually gets privacy. It turns out you don't need to cross an ocean to be free. You just need to drop the ego. We also have to give credit to Prince Edward. Edward was once the lost soul of the family, trying to make it in TV production, facing criticism. But in his later years, and especially alongside Sophie, he has become a rock. He has raised two incredible children. He stepped up when Andrew was disgraced and when Harry left. He and Sophie have filled the void with quiet dignity. James's decision is a testament to Edward's guidance. He has taught his son that duty is about what you give, not what you are called. The quote, "That's the last sort of thing he's interested in," is so British. It's so understated. It dismisses the glamour of the title as a nuisance. It suggests that James has better things to do than parade around as a prince. Maybe he wants to be a scientist, or a farmer, or a soldier. Whatever he chooses, he will do it as James, not as His Royal Highness, and that means his achievements will be his own. Meghan Markle often talks about making it on your own merits, but she clings to the Duchess title like a life raft. She puts it on books. She puts it on letterheads. She puts it on jam jars. She cannot exist without the royal association. James is proving that he can exist without it. He is proving that he is enough. The Sussex squad will try to spin this. They will say James was forced or that he is irrelevant. But deep down, they know this hurts. It hurts because it exposes the hollowness of their crusade. If titles were truly about birthright and respect, James would have taken his. The fact that he didn't proves that titles are a choice, and Harry chose to weaponize his while James chose to retire his. And let's not forget the king. King Charles must be relieved. He is dealing with enough drama. He doesn't need another prince running around demanding a role. He needs a family that is supportive and low maintenance. The Wessexes are the definition of low maintenance. They do the work, they don't complain, and they don't sue the press. James's decision is a gift to his uncle. It simplifies the family tree. It removes a potential source of conflict. This 18th birthday could have been a moment of tension. It could have been a moment where James demanded a ceremony. Instead, it passed with a quiet confirmation that he is opting out. It is the most dignified birthday celebration we have seen in years. Compare this to the Sussex birthdays, the leaked details about Lilibet's christening, the questions about whether the king called Archie, the drama surrounding every milestone. James just turned 18, made a massive constitutional decision, and went back to his life. No drama, no leaks, just class. I suspect Prince William will be looking out for James. Even if James isn't a working royal, he will be a trusted cousin. Just like William relies on Zara and Peter, he will rely on James and Louise. They are the normies of the family. They are the ones William can have a beer with and know that the conversation won't end up on Netflix. They are the safe harbor. So, while the world focuses on Harry's latest lawsuit or Meghan's latest product launch, let's take a moment to applaud James, the Earl of Wessex. He has done something brave. He has rejected the trap of celebrity royalty. He has chosen substance over style. He is the anti-Harry. And for that, he deserves our respect. It is a warning to the Sussexes, too. The next generation is coming up. And they are not impressed by the Hollywood antics. They are seeing the damage Harry has done, and they are choosing a different path. They are choosing the path of duty, work, and silence. Harry is becoming a relic of a celebrity era that is fading. James represents the future, a modern, streamlined, humble monarchy. If Harry is watching, and we know he watches everything, he must feel a pang of regret. He must look at James and wonder, is that what true freedom looks like? Because Harry has the title, but he is a prisoner of his own brand. James has no title, and the world is his oyster. I want to know what you think about this. Is James right to reject the prince title? Does this expose Harry and Meghan's obsession with titles as greedy? And do you think this decision makes James more respectable than his cousin in California? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. If you think James, Earl of Wessex, is a credit to the royal family, hit that like button. And share this video to show the world that real royalty isn't about what you call yourself. It's about how you behave. Subscribe to the channel for more truth bombs about the House of Windsor. Until next time, keep your eyes on the palace.